Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Shasta, and I'm just hopping on here for a second to talk about this disappearing video of Carlos Kings. Um, what the hell is the crowd up in Maurice ass and got him where he is just so disgusted by Melody? Like, you can't be this mad because it was your turn to have to deal with some shit and had a spotlight on you for a second. I mean, season after season after season, y'all have skated by with just the bare minimum. Y'all keep everything very surface level. We never get into the actual meat and potatoes of what you and Kimmy are doing, which is why it was a shock to find out that this whole you going out and staying out till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning is a fairly common occurrence because you still like to hang out at the club. And so it may not be 4 o'clock as often, but 2 o'clock is it's more like 2 o'clock. And allegedly, sometimes she's ready to go home, get into bed, and you stay at the club. Um, we'll never see none of we never see anything really play out with y'all. Like surface level. That's all we ever get. And because this was something that hit the public eye and then they brought it up on the show, you mad? You mad? But Mel and I'm gonna say this, and anybody who's listened to my show, no, I don't see it for this ninja, not even a little bit, not on no day. But Melanie and Martell have literally been stripped down bare bones, I feel like, to the world with everything. Like all lay stuff is out there. Now, maybe that was by choice. A lot of it probably was by choice. Some of it, I'm sure they would have preferred not be out in the public. But you mad about a alleged possible DUI? Child, it can't be that. It can't be that. Y'all, before I go too far, everything on this channel that I discussed is definitely alleged. Just in my opinion, it's just my thoughts. And it's always, always, always for entertainment purposes only. Nothing personal because I don't personally know any of these people. However, I do have thoughts and opinions on some of these things, and I like to come on here and share. So anyway, on Carlos's Messy Monday video, which I don't know if it's still even called Messy Monday. Check me in the comments if it is called Messy. If it's not called Messy Monday, I think his name on there now is changed to Mr. Monday Night. But I'm assuming the segment is still called Messy Monday. If it ain't, y'all get me together in the comment. He had Maurice, he had Dustin, and he had So Gucci. Y'all, side note, Dustin is so handsome to me, honey. And to find out a few weeks ago that he is not a heterosexual man, I was like, oh, I mean, not that, but still, I was like, okay. But Dustin is just, Dustin got it. That's all I'm saying. Dustin is not hard on the eyes at all to me. To me. Anywho, so they do this Monday. They do this Monday. He does his Messy Monday. Child, that thing got a little explosive. It got a little messy. It got a little toxic over there. And I was on the live now. I was at work. Let me tell you. So I have a little second hustle I get. that I have going on or whatever. Everybody in the days and times that we in, baby, listen. If you don't do nothing else, make sure you got multiple streams of income. Him, okay? If you don't hear nothing else I've said on this video, make sure you got multiple streams of income because, baby, times is something else. And so my little, my little second little gig or whatever. And so I had my headset in and I was listening to the segment. Now, had I known that the video was gonna do a disappear act, I would have been trying to record that thing. But I had all intentions. I was just kind of listening and working, and I had all intentions of going back and really, you know what I'm saying, sitting down and really, because that's what I'll do if I'm busy when it's, I'll go back and really listen and see what all shade was thrown, who said what. You already know, that's when we really go back and get into it and figure out, okay, what's really going on. Child, I must went back to look at that video, and that video was not public no more. He done privatized the video. I said, well, I'll be damned. I be damn, Carlos. If you can't take the heat, stay out that kitchen. Stay out that kitchen. Cause, child, listen, as a person in your position, you have to be able to handle the good with the bad. And so I'm sure that some of the things that were said you were not okay with, but sometimes your biases are on full display. And in your position, you need to do better with that. Because it's just not a good look. It's just not. So I'm just going off of what I remembered from the video. And I have listened to a clip. I think that Show Style and Spirit had up. I did listen to her clip as well, and some of the things that I remembered from the live, and I'm gonna just talk through that because I'm just like, what in the world? So the Carlos kind of brought up the whole thing about Maurice and the possible DUI. Maurice pretty much was just like, I have not been. However, he was saying it, he pretty much was saying that it's an alleged DUI, that he had not been convicted of anything, that he had not been found guilty of anything, that it was just an alleged DUI, yada yada yada. And they talk about the scene with Melody and Kimmy, where Melody's asking Kimmy about it. And Maurice basically, well, let me back this up. Before I talk about what he said in that scene. Carlos also they started off talking about the fact that Maurice goes out and be staying out and be still hanging out at the club and stuff, even though he got a wife at home. And if you saw the live from last week when Kimmy was on there, Kimmy did vocalize the fact that she doesn't really approve of him still being out and being out late. She's in, sometimes she'll go home and he'll stay out. Yeah, and she, pretty much was like, this is a Achilles heel for our relationship and yada yada yada. And basically Maurice's thing is that he says he's just under a lot of stress and this is a way for him to release that stress. And Carlos was asking him stuff like, well, when you releasing the stress, what you doing? Do it involve linebackers, being messy, stuff like that. As if he gonna get up on this platform and say, oh, yeah, I be out here screwing linebackers and what? Like, come on, Carlos. You know good and well. Like, we're not gonna be silly and we're not gonna be childish. Like, it was cute and all to throw that out there, but do we actually expect him to come on here and say yeah, I be out here getting my thing sucked off and whatever. Like, if any of that is going on allegedly, he ain't gonna come out there in a minute. He ain't gonna come out there in a minute. This is the same. This is the same man that sat on that stage and looked Melody and them dead in their face and said he had not been around the side chick. And the next day, a picture popped up with that ninja around the side chick. Because she was the one that took the picture of it when it was in ATL. That's all I'm trying. We knew then that he was a liar. Okay. And we knew then that he is not gonna be forthcoming with nothing. All right. I'm just trying to figure out when he say he be so stressed and that's how he relieves his stress. What stress? I mean, what stress from the job? Because ain't like a credit repair lawyer or something. Like, what stress he talking about? What's going on? Stress? Like, what? What about this whole credit repair stuff is stressing you out to where you got to be up all times of the night, falling asleep at the office, not making it home type of stuff? I don't get that. Now I can see if you was out here and you was out here like one of them lawyers at the YSL trial, or some of these lawyers that's got to defend these ninjas that's been convicted of, you know what I'm saying, unaliving somebody or something. Like, if you that type of defense attorney, I can see those type of defense attorneys having highly stressful jobs, because I'd be scared to death if I didn't get this man off. You know what I'm saying? If I did get him off, you know what I'm saying, I might be good. But if I didn't, what he gonna do? Like, is he gonna do something to me? Like, okay, but it was my understanding that the majority of what he does has to do with consumer stuff. So how is that stressful? I just, y'all, just if somebody knows something I don't know, let me know, because I don't claim to know everything. Okay. Because at the end of the day, if I'm being 100% honest, I don't pay a lot of attention to Kimmy or Maurice, because they don't never give nothing. I damn near fast forward through their scenes because I record the show, and then when I go back and watch it, they don't be never talking about nothing. They don't never be giving nothing unless they trying to shade somebody or talking about somebody else. And so it never gives for me when it comes to Maurice and Kimmy. So I'm just trying to figure out. I mean, maybe if we were privy to some of what all this stress is that he's going through, maybe they would be more entertaining. But as of late, I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing, and I just don't get it. So I guess the thing is, and one of the things Kimmy shared too, is that she met him in the club and she understands that that's what he likes to do. And I guess Kimmy has, resolved that she gonna do whatever she gotta do to keep her husband. And I get it. Kimmy's a woman of a certain age. She's been through something very traumatic as well. And so I can understand if she ain't trying to be back out here in these, you know what I'm saying, in this dating cesspool. Cause it's pee and boo boo in the dating pool out here, seem like these days, kind of like, child, me and mine. Okay, me and mine been together 13 years. Okay. And so I'm so grateful that I'm not out in this cesspool. But some of my friends under this single, we be talking, and I'm like, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. They said it's pee and boo boo in the dating pool. And I just, mm-mm. Um, and so, yeah, she's doing what she has to do to keep her man. The other thing I truly believe is that Kimmy is completely um at this point. Now, this is just me and this is just my opinion. But I do think that Kimmy is totally submissive to him at this point. I don't think how do I say this? I don't think Kimmi has a voice in this marriage any longer. Now I'm gonna tell you this. I think Kimmi did have one, maybe first, second season of Love and Marriage Huntsville, because what we got, I think it was the first and second season. That first and second season version of Kimmi was a completely different Kimmi that we are seeing now. Kimmi is a completely different person. And we saw the shift when she denounced Tisha on that stage. I feel like, and I said this on another video, I feel like they pulled her somewhere and said, girl, one band, one sound, and you tripping. You tripping. You better get on board with Scotland. We're not finna play with you at all. And so I just felt like Kimmi finally just said, F it. And she fell in line, and she been in line ever since. And so I just, like I said, I don't think she has a voice like that anymore in her marriage. I feel like she can voice her concerns and say her things. And I just feel like he'd be like, okay. But he still does what he wants to do. Period, point blank. And I think she's going to let him because she wants to stay married. That's just what I think. And the other thing is you lose them how you get them type of thing. And I just feel like Kimmi ain't gonna rock the boat too much, because what Kimmi knows is that how she got Maurice is how she could lose Maurice. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Okay. Kimmi know. And that's why she ain't rocking the boat. In my opinion. She know how she got him. He also said that, because he was saying women don't just have to be approaching me at a club or if I'm out. He was like, I always been him. Even before this show, women always approaching me. Yada yada yada. Okay. And so then we get to Carlos at bringing up the whole Melody and Kimmi scene. And they pretty much said, what Maurice said is that, and he talking in circles a lot. He's always, every time he have to address something, he talking a full circle. I get what Melody mean when she say he's like Maurice Martin Luther King Scott. Like he try to, I don't know. He just talks in a lot of circles to say a whole lot of nothing. But basically he was saying that people been taking their shots at them since he got accused of the DUI, specifically Melody. He said she just got out there and gave the whole thing legs. But how she gave it legs when every blog, it was everywhere. And she didn't put it everywhere. Hell, she probably saw it the same way we all saw it. So how did she give it legs? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get that. Like, you're trying to blame somebody for what you did. At the end of the day, you were drinking. Now, I ain't gonna say you had to be, but you had to be intoxicated, because the picture says intoxication to me, allegedly, in my opinion. Okay. You were driving. And I think in the report, and I don't know, but something happened. I'm gonna just say that something happened, which ended up with the police having to come, yada yada yada, and the rest is history. But these were all decisions you made, sir. And in the picture, it do look like lipstick is on your mouth. Maybe it's not. Maybe he had been drinking some red Kool-Aid or something. I don't know. But all people can go off of is what the picture looks like. You're very bright. He's very bright. So this red, pinkish looking is gonna show. And it does. Now maybe there's a logical explanation for it of what it is. But all we know is what we see on the picture. He says that he feels like Mel has had it out for him since he said she was the center of the drama on the show. he said the same thing when Martell was the center of the drama on the show. Now let me tell you what I think. What I think, in my opinion, when he says that Mel is the center of the drama, I think this directly goes back to the millimeters. I think he's saying that all the drama that's happening with all of them on there is tied to the millimeters. And then he equates that to Melody because he's saying Melody's not shutting down the millimeters. So would it be feasible to think that Maurice has been leading the charge of trying to stick it to Melody as it pertains to the millimeters? What y'all think? What do y'all think? Is he the one that pretty much said, this is what we need to do this season? Make the flip it around and turn it on them and go after the millimeters? Is he the person? Is he? Because I've been asking, like, whose idea? Who was the one that said, let's get out here and get after the millimeters? Let's make the millimeters the storyline. So is it Maurice? Because I'm telling you, he got a lot of venom for Melody right now. And for him to say that she's at the center of the drama, the only drama that they're tying to her is the millimeters. There's no more of the Melody and Martell show. They can't even film together. So that's not drama anymore. So the only drama he could be referencing is the millimeters. So was it his idea to make the millimeters a storyline this season? He said he's giving Melody a lot of grace. He said due to knowing it's been hard for her because she has been publicly embarrassed by her husband and his cheating. And he said, you know, he knows this is difficult because she's a person that cares about what her fans have to say and what her fans think about her. As far as the embarrassing part of that, I feel like the embarrassment happened in the beginning, but I don't think Melody's embarrassed about shit anymore. Martell, that cheating and their divorce is old news. That's old news. She done rebuilt herself, rebuilt her brand, bounced back stronger than ever. And so I don't think she feel any kind of way. I don't think anything that comes out now about Martell bothers her in the least. I think that this last thing that happened that was tied to the revenge piece, when she did get actual evidence that allegedly he was plotting to put some things out there about her that were untrue and were trying to get the side chick to help allegedly. I do think she did at that moment. I don't think she was necessarily embarrassed by that, but I think she did what she needed to do to make sure that he knew she wasn't playing with him. Period. Because that right there, revenge P, that is never a joke and that's never nothing to play with. That's never a bargaining tool. That's never oh, I'm gonna put this out here if you don't stop. It never gave that. It should never give that. So I do think that was absolutely self-preservation. And I don't know a woman or man, honestly, that may not do the same. Have some pictures or some video of me and try to tell me you're gonna put it out there and send my shit to somebody and see what happens. I'm not finna play with you. I'm not finna play with you in my most intimate moment. You gonna put okay. Okay. And so listen, I think all of it honestly goes back to the millimeters. Now, the other part of this that I also think though is I do feel like some of the cast has had, Maurice included, I feel like allegedly they're still upset with Mel because of all the business stuff that they lost once she did divorce Martell. You got to understand, they had a whole 47 acres deal that did not go as planned because of her choice to walk away. And, I don't think I don't think anyone ever forgave her for that. And that's my whole truth. They wanted her to stick it out. They wanted her to stick it out because he stated in this live as well that they had been hearing about and knowing about things as it pertains to them and some of the stuff that was going on since 2017. So well before this show ever aired, they knew that Martell was out here doing what he was doing, and it was well before Melody even knew. And I think everybody just wanted Melody to sit there and suck it up and take it so that everybody could make their coin. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. The Scotts, Nell Fletcher, Chris, like everybody. I feel like everybody felt like Melody was supposed to sit there and go along to get along, so that everybody could get, or at least until everybody got their money. and Melody said, "Nope, F it." So I think there's still some resentment being harbored there because of that. I do. Um, the other thing is they anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. The After he said, oh, I do want to say this though. He did say that there's things that he knows about Melody if that he could put out there, and he knows that it would really, really hurt her feelings. And what I would say is, just like Marceau was saying to Martell, like, don't try to hold nothing over nobody. Put it out there. What is it? What is it? And be sure, because I can't imagine that you would explicitly have something or information on her unless you got it third party from someone else. So I wonder, you know, if that's a move you would make, knowing that this may be some third party information you have. What are we talking about? Um and some of the ways that he was talking, it's just, he downplayed um the whole Martell revenge P thing and tried to make it seem like he's, drinking the Kool-Aid. Martell insinuating that Martell wasn't convicted when we've literally laid our eyes on court documents that literally say that he was convicted and what he was convicted of. And I think he's getting into semantics as far as the words. But the court document literally says that Martell was convicted of DV in regards to harassing communications. And just because it doesn't say revenge P on there, we all know that that's where it stemmed from. So the playing of the semantics is nasty work to me. But this is what happens. Like he don't see it for her. He don't see it for her. And I feel like a lot of these men on this show don't see it for Mel because she's too strong of a woman. They like their women timid and quiet and able to play their position, know their role, play their position. Like I said, I feel like, in my opinion, initially, Kimmy was similar to Melody, and they had to break her down and let her know she needed to fall in line. And baby, did she fall in line. He also shared that apparently Kimmy and Melody had a big, big big blow up at the reunion, and they said it was like a level 10 blow up at the reunion, and that if any of this new information that's come out had, if they had seen that before the reunion was taped, like these confessionals and this new stuff, that it would have been Kimmy would have been on 20. Way to go, Kimmy! Yay! Did you feel good about yourself that you out here going up and fighting for your husband that don't even respect you enough to stay at home or come home at a decent hour when he ready to leave the club, or when you're ready to leave the club, instead of him saying, babe, let's go, he sends you on back to the house and he stay there and kick it. Because I'm telling you right now, man, my okay. We came together, we leave together, period. Ain't no, oh, babe, let me get you go ahead, or you take the car, I'm gonna call it. What? Do what? My man has never, would never. Because for one, he's too protective of me. So I don't even have a good understanding of that. Like that's just, I'm like, wow, Kimmy's very understanding, and that's why I say she has to be completely submissive to this man at this point. Um, but I will say, Kimmy, you said that the millimeters are not so nice to y'all, and I just feel like that ain't gonna get no better, probably. It's not gonna get no better. And the sad part about it is, it ain't gonna matter if Melody on the show or not. That's the thing. Whether she stay on the show or come off the show, this this is the hole you all have dug for yourself, and you have aligned yourself with him, meaning Martell. And so, yeah. But I mean, Kimmy was very clear. Kimmy said she don't need people out here fighting for her and doing all that for her. So, I guess they are right. I guess they are right. But I appreciate Dustin. Okay, because I was worried about Dustin when he was doing the individual interviews. He was making it seem like he was not like, I don't know what was going on with that. That's all I'm gonna say. When he was doing them individual interviews, I was like, damn, Dustin, you don't see it for Melody, do you? But he has been speaking up for Melody lately, and I really appreciate that from Dustin. And so he did, after Maurice got through saying all his shit. Dustin did say, Melody is in a very unique position on this show in her life right now. He said, we all saw her go through a very egregious wrong. We did. We watched it. We watched it. That was done to her. He said, and we see things continue to be done. And we do. We know this man keeps her in and out of court, in and out of court, in and out of court on bogus, trumped up bull crap. We see it. We know it. Because we follow the reality beyond what Kingdom Reign and OWN just wants to show us on TV. We are also following what's on social media and what hits the YouTube streets. We keeping up with everything because they not showing what's going on the background. You got to get on this social media and you got to get on YouTube to see the background. And that's why I feel like a lot of people miss the mark. They ain't checking out the background. Y'all need to really look at what this man is taking this girl through. He said, you got to understand why she is now less than warm, less than open, and less than open to connections with people. And he said, there's some realities of life that are being thrown against her. And they are. He said there's been consistent gaslighting. There's been trying to rewrite history as it's been presented to the viewers and what has happened. We all know it. We all know it. We all saw it. We all still see it. So you can't blame her if she's more guarded. if she's more selective. And you definitely can't blame her for bringing they stuff out to the front for once. For once. Because if the show's success was reliant on the Scots, they wouldn't have made it past season 1. Call a spade a spade. Tell the truth, shame the devil. If we just had the Scots, how many seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville y'all think we have? It has been the Melody and Martell show. Period, point blank. Good or bad. It has been. And when they have to when they shit gets called out, now all of a sudden is, she got it out for me. No, she doesn't. I don't even think she cares enough to have it out for you. And that's the truth. She know y'all co-workers and not friends. But she's also a producer on this show. And what does Carlos King always say? We follow the reality. That was the damn reality. And she followed it. And then you mad? Anyway. So Carlos, of course, is like, just watch the reunion, y'all see. Yeah, we'll see. Oh yeah, we gonna see. We gonna see. Cause honey, they out here talking about Melody gonna be walking off the stage crying and all kind of stuff allegedly. Shh. Not too much on Melody. I'm tired. Like she's been through enough and she's still going through enough. Not too much on Melody. That's all I'm gonna say. So then, so Gucci started talking about Bell Collective, and I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it because I don't really watch Bell Collective, but I saw the similarity between what Gucci said and what Melody said at her podcast. And something else that went on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So Gucci had a no contact order against her husband's former wife because of a altercation they had. I don't know all the logistics of it, right? So I'm not gonna try to say who's right, who's wrong, because I don't know. People say that Gucci took out the no contact order to try to block Selena from getting on the show. And I'm not sure. Maybe that is what she did. I'm not sure. But there was an actual no contact order in place. And what Gucci said is that she felt disrespected and she didn't feel protected by Carlos King and his crew because they have added Selena to the cast and she didn't know beforehand and the producers were sneaking around filming with her. And so he interjected pretty much saying, no, you knew she was coming. How are you gonna say you didn't feel protected when you knew she was coming? So Gucci was going back and forth with him saying she did not know. She was not aware that she was coming. And he basically did not let her finish talking. He kind of took over the conversation and then turned it around on her and said, there's a part in this she plays, and that she needs to take accountability on her part because even though it may not have played out how she wanted it to with them bringing the girl on the show, that there was a part of this that she wanted to fix. But again, like I said, he kept cutting her off and was not letting her finish her statement. Now, this is what I'm going to say. Like I said, I don't really watch Bell Collective, but the terminology Gucci was using and saying that she did not feel she felt disrespected, she didn't feel protected, things like that. It's the same thing that Melody was sharing with Carlos on that stage in Huntsville at that podcast. I think when it was uploaded to his YouTube channel, it was edited out of the footage. But She literally said that to him. She was telling him that when she was going through all these explosive scenes and all these things with Martell that we all watched, that she didn't feel protected. Because I know in watching, in my opinion, there were so many times that I really thought that that man was going to haul off and hit that girl or something. And I was scared for her. I really was. Um, and it's interesting to hear so Gucci say the same things. Now, is it, you know, is it exactly the same thing? It's not. However, I think that what's interesting is that there's a no contact order. I think that Melanie and Martell have a some type of no contact order to where they can't film together and this and that. But y'all still keep inviting her to places where he's going to be. And I feel like that's on purpose. I feel like, in my opinion, allegedly, these producers know if they show up at the same place, then that no contact order or whatever becomes null and void because they both made a decision to show up at the same place. I don't think that's right. I don't think you should play games like that with people. Just to get a scene, just to get a shock factor, just to get an authentic reaction. It's not okay. And if I'm being honest, we've seen enough of Mel and Martell. We don't ever have to see another scene of Mel and Martell together. We don't. We've seen enough. So I was like, wow. And then as far as the sneaking around and filming, I just remember, and I don't know if y'all remember this too, but I just remember someone had said that there was at one time they were going to bring Martell's side chick onto Love Marriage Huntsville, and that they had snuck around and made a couple of scenes or whatever. I don't remember exactly why she was not ever brought on. I don't know if it got out and somebody put a stop to it or whatever. Someone blocked it. I don't know what happened. I know that the only thing we ever got though was like the phone call. But there were rumors allegedly out there that there had been like some scenes allegedly made with them, which I thought, wow. And so again, I feel like it's the lengths they go to get those authentic reactions, those wow moments. But you're going to do that at the detriment of your cast and their, dare I say, mental health. Like, come on. Come on. Like, there's a line. There is a line, dude. And I honestly, I just hope that something is done, is what I will say. Because something needs to be done. It can't keep going like this on any of these shows. Something needs to be done. That's all I got. Let me know y'all's thoughts. Let me know if y'all caught the live and what your thoughts was. It was a long conversation, pretty long conversation. There was a instance where Dustin got into Maurice's ass because I think Maurice tried to make some kind of dig about the question that Dustin asked Marceau that had Marceau and Martell going back and forth, and how the question was posed and this and that. And so Dustin, you know what I'm saying, had to give with Maurice a little bit. And I was like, okay, Dustin, you know what I'm saying? Because Maurice, he feel like he's the smartest bald head nigga in the room all the time. So it is what it is. But yeah, let me know, did y'all catch the live? What did y'all think? And what do you think about this possible whole big Kimmi male showdown? You know what I'm saying? Listen, it gave Kimmi was never Mel's friend. Y'all do know that. I've always known that from season 1. Co-workers. They all just co-workers. They've always just been co-workers. So I'm definitely not shocked by it. I think I'm more shocked by the fact that she is so in line, so in step with everybody on the Scott side now, though. But again, I think that just goes back to a woman trying to keep her husband, honey. Because if you letting him stay out and doing all that, what else will you let him do? I'm just saying. In my opinion, okay, Alexia, what else will you let him do? All right, y'all. Drop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. If you haven't subscribed to my little channel, please subscribe. When I get to 500 subscribers, I am doing a 7th Avenue Beauty giveaway. So make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you tell a friend to subscribe, and make sure you have your notifications turned on so that when I upload content, you will be the first to know. All right, y'all. I'll holler on the next one.